Alright guys, so today we're going to take a look at the brand new EarFun Free 2S. And essentially what EarFun decided to do was take one of their most popular earbuds, which is the EarFun Free 2, and make some pretty nice improvements. But the other surprising thing is they didn't decide to just jack up the original price, because these do retail for $55. Although right now on Amazon they're on sale and there's like a little coupon box that you can check off and it brings it all the way down to $40. So like I said, it's taking one of the best budget earbuds out there and improving upon that and still keeping that budget price. But we're going to talk about the upgrades, we're going to talk about the features that these have, we're going to talk about the sound, and see if it's worth the $40 or the $55 retail price. Now to start with, let's go ahead and talk about the design, because there is some slight differences here. On the original where the touch location was located, it kind of dipped in the middle to kind of give it like a teardrop design, and now it's completely circular. Now they also changed the connector pins on the bottom part of the earbud. There's now basically like a huge chunk in the middle, and that allows these to magnetically connect to the case better, and it also keeps these from having problems where the pins are going to wear over time. Having that deeper port means it's not going to be rubbed, where it's going to cause it not to be able to charge later. Now the biggest upgrade in my opinion is they now have it where this pair works with EarFun's app, where the original EarFun Free 2s didn't. The 2S now works with their app, which means you can keep the earbuds updated. There's also different EQ options, which I think is huge, because the originals you only got the way that they sounded out of the box, and then that was it. But also within the app, you can switch it over into gaming mode. Now this will cut down on latency if you're going to use these to game on your mobile device or watch movies or videos. And I think it does an excellent job here. The only thing I notice is it still has like a slight lag when it comes to gaming. So again, you can use this for all types of media with no issues. Now, as far as some of the other technology, these still use Bluetooth 5.2 and they still have aptX playback. So it's nice that it has a higher end Bluetooth codec. You don't notice compression, everything sounds a little bit clearer, and you just know that you're getting better quality out of the music you're listening to. Now, as far as using these outdoors, they do come in with an IPX7 rating, which again is like the originals. So this pair is completely waterproof. If you're outside and you just happen to drop them into water, they're going to be okay. So obviously they're fine against rain and sweat and splashes and things like that. So it just gives you a little bit more peace of mind while using these outdoors. Now, as far as what they've included inside the box, the originals only came with 3 sets of silicone ear tips, but the new ones actually come with 2 different style of ear tips. You get the original 3 sets, plus you get 4 sets of this other design. There's one that's going to give you a little bit more bass, and then there's one that kind of tightens up the sound a little bit. But I've always said having different ear tip options is always nice, because not everybody prefers the same type of ear tips. And then as far as the charging cable, it does come with a USB-C cable, but a huge bonus, and again, just like the originals, the case on these is a Qi wireless charging case. So it's nice that you can just come in, drop this case on any wireless charger, and it will start charging. And speaking of the charging, the battery life on the earbuds, you're going to get about 7 hours on a single charge, or with the case, you're going to get about 30 hours total. And if you do happen to pick the earbuds up and they are dead, this pair does have a fast charge feature where a 10-minute charge will get you 2 hours of use. And I've said this in previous videos, I get a lot of value out of that because I don't always make sure that my earbuds are charged. So it's nice that I can get a quick charge and be out the door in 10 minutes and not have to worry. Now moving over to looking at the case and the earbuds themselves, the case is identical to the originals. You can see on the back there is a USB-C input for charging. Right next to that is the pairing button. And then around on the front you have a single indicator light. And this just allows you to gauge how much battery life is left on the case. But moving over to the earbuds, they now have a circular area where the touch controls are located, and I am happy to say that they give you control over everything. So right out of the box, you have your play, pause, your ability to skip the tracks forward, go backwards, your volume control, also being able to switch it into gaming mode, so you technically don't have to go into the app to do anything. It's nice that it's all there on the earbuds right out of the box. Now, if you are looking to use these for phone calls, I think the mics on here are doing a pretty decent job of picking up my voice. And also in noisy environments, I think it does a pretty decent job of blocking a lot of my surroundings out. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here.
All right, guys. So here is a mic test using the EarFun 2S. And like I said, I think it's doing a fine job of picking up my voice. It's not anything special, but I don't think anybody on the other end of the line is going to have a hard time hearing me. So this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here is the mic test with the crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. So this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public.
So now let's talk about the sound, because I feel like the sound is also where they drastically improved the 2S over the original 2s. And the reason I say this is obviously now because they work with the app, you have those different EQ options you can switch between. But I also feel like they have tuned the drivers on these different than the originals, because on the original 2s, I felt like they were very bass heavy to the point where it actually added warmth to the overall sound. So it wasn't a bright sounding pair of earbuds. It was a powerful pair, but the power of that bass rolled over onto the mids and the treble to just kind of affect it from being as detailed as it could. Where I feel like with the 2S, they have definitely shifted that EQ curve a little bit more towards the mids and the treble. This is a brighter sounding earbud. It is a more detailed sounding earbud over the 2s, but they still have that same powerful bass. It's just a dynamic sounding earbud that now kind of lends itself more to the side of treble than the original ones did when it was just all shifted towards the bass. So it's a lot more pleasing to listen to. It works across a lot more genres because even with metal, you just don't feel like the double bass of the drums is destroying everything else. Vocalists stand out nicely. Male or female vocalists, I had no issues hearing, and you hear a lot of characteristics in their voice. And same thing with the treble being tuned up. You're hearing a lot more subtle things that I feel like the original 2s kind of drowned it out. So it is a much more pleasing sounding earbud overall. And another huge plus about this pair is the soundstage and the sound imaging is also better. Because it's not deeply affected by the low end, you feel like you have a lot more space in your sound. And being able to tell where things are coming from, this pair also does an excellent job with. So overall, I was very impressed with the upgrade when it comes to the sound. Now, as far as my overall opinion on these, it's pretty simple. The fact that you can pick these up for $40 on what I already thought was an excellent budget pair of earbuds, now having these nice subtle improvements, in fact, having that big improvement of these being able to work with the app is a huge upgrade. But also tuning the sound to sound brighter and more detailed, I think was a nice move. And mixing that with the fact that now you have more ear tips to choose from, again, that will also alter the sound depending on which ones you choose. I think it's just a very impressive value coming in at $40, and even coming in at the retail price of $55, I would have absolutely no hesitation on recommending these to anyone, especially somebody that just doesn't want to pour a lot of money into a pair of earbuds. You don't feel like you're missing out because you still get wireless charging. And in fact, you're getting a pair that's waterproof, you're getting really good battery life, and I just don't feel like they pull back on anything. I mean, they don't have noise canceling, but that's okay. I don't think everybody needs noise canceling in their earbuds. So overall, I was very impressed with the upgrades that EarFun made with the Free 2S. But guys, that's my video on the brand new EarFun Free 2S. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.